y'all? Welcome to Carolina Takedown Talk. I'm Ryan Mitchell, joined by Rhett Hoy as always, and we have two amazing special guests with us. Jason Fulmore, Southeast Wrestle, and Frank Smith with Carolina's Mat News. We're here for our finals pre-show. We're pumped, ready to talk about all the awesome matchups we got tonight. We've been waiting a long time to be back in the Coliseum, to have the formats rolled out. Just the anticipation, the atmosphere is going to be electric, and we have some awesome matchups and history potentially made tonight.
Yes. We're looking at two guys going for the 10th and 11th spot on the list of four-timers here in our state. Kyle Monteperto, one of the most dominant guys we've ever had, one of the best guys we've had in the state of North Carolina. And then the big man, Levi Andrews.
App State commit.
He's looking to make double history. He's going to be, or could be a four-timer, but will also be the biggest or the heaviest four-timer that we've ever had. Impressive feat. So Levi's going to be coming up first. We are going to be starting at 182 for the finals. And so
let's talk team race first, because we do already have our it's locked up at 1A. Avery County is bringing it home. All in on red, as their slogan was saying, all in on Avery. 174 points, and Robbinsville comes in second at 114. Going into the finals, both teams will get points going there, but that's the gap right now. So congrats to Avery County. 2A, you have Bandies with 131.5 in first. Row the boat. Rhett has said from the beginning of the year, day one, he was with y'all and said y'all are going to win a state title. Rhett deserves his props for calling that one, and y'all deserve the props for bringing it home. Bunker Hill with an awesome run here at this tournament. We didn't talk about them, and they made us look silly by not talking about them, by coming in with 103 points. Both teams looking to score more tonight, but awesome run. And then Newton Conover in third there with 95. At 3A, Fred T. Ford. Cement's kind of what you were talking about a couple weeks ago after the dual state championships. Where do they fit all time? Is kind of where my brain's starting to go. Just by the performance they laid down here at the state tournament, what they did all year in duels. They take home the 3A title, 173 points, and Kata in second right now with 113.5. And then
who picked Kata to win?
Yeah, right.
I did pick Kata to win.
If you're keeping score right now,
I got one right.
Rhett got 2A with Bandies correct. I'm 3 for 3, and then going up.
Who convinced you on Bandies?
I will say Rhett convinced me on Bandies.
I should get 2 points.
I wouldn't say I was a doubter for a long time, but
He wasn't.
I just wasn't sure. And
Rhett, he was lazy in the back of the boat, just sitting there. And I've been sitting here rowing it upstream by myself.
You know who really convinced me? The kids.
Yes.
The kids convinced me with their performance, right? That's what convinced me. And then stepping up to 4A, we got Laney taught me a lesson at state duels. They taught me a lesson. I picked against them twice. Yeah. And they won both times. So I didn't pick against them here, and that paid off because they are the 4A state champions with 141 points. Looking for more tonight. They have quite a few in the finals.
Yeah, they do.
So Ryan can learn.
I can learn.
Right.
It takes a while. Stubborn.
Yep.
But I can learn, and I did. So Laney brings that title home at 141 points. Lake Norman in second with 105. Pinecrest with an amazing tournament so far. That race for second still in balance.
So I'll go ahead and say,
101 points. Ryan
won the team race predictions here. Okay, I guess Ryan was right. I might need to go throw up, but it's all right. So let's get into the real fun. All right, the finals are going to kick off in about an hour and a half, 4 o'clock. Can't wait. The Coliseum's getting set up, going to the formats. This is the best time of the year. This is the Mecca.
Yeah,
we're here.
The place to be for North Carolina wrestling is right now, right here. So we're going to go 1A all the way up to 4A. We'll start at 106. I know they're starting the finals at 182, but just bracket-wise, a little easier.
Go straight down from the top.
Straight down from the top. So we're going to start with 106. We have Hunter Fulp from North Stanley, and we have Alexis Panama from Robbinsville, from the Ville, who has looked super impressive, not only here, but last weekend at regionals.
I'm all story. I'm gonna bet on black. So on.
There we go.
Frank's betting on black.
Frank's betting on black here. I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna go with Panama. He's looked great. His offense has looked phenomenal, and I think he scores a lot of points here. Wins it.
So Panama moves his feet extremely well. He scored a major decision over Fulp last weekend.
Yep.
He went back-to-back majors over Foster and Fulp last weekend, and then looked impressive in the semi. It was tight, so I'm going Panama as well.
So I'm not making a pick,
Yeah.
but one of the things that I think is really interesting is that the West has a rematch in 7 of the weights.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
and this happens to be one of those weights. So
I'm glad you brought it up. The West has dominated.
yeah, well, I mean,
Has looked super impressive.
yeah, so I guess the question is if you happen to lose last week, or if you happen to win last week, which of those two has maybe an advantage in that rematch coming into this one? And I don't know if you guys have an opinion. You guys are all picking Panama, so so maybe you think that.
Man, it's hard because a lot.
I
You
think
see those results reverse a lot. Because it's really hard to beat someone good multiple times.
Yeah, it's hard to beat somebody
So,
really good
I
twice.
would say normally,
Back to
I think it
back.
almost is better to be the guy that lost.
Because there's no pressure.
There's
no expectations, right?
You're not the
Right.
favorite. I'm still going to go
it's-
Panama.
I think it's match. I think it's case by case. I think
is
that one's
case by case.
I think that one is a very match by match individual. Since he came down to 106, has looked on a different level. Has looked really, really good.
Okay. So you're right, but Panama had a tough semifinal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Full had a fall.
He rolled.
Yeah.
He rolled.
Yeah.
So again, another thing to kind of consider. right?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Oh, most definitely.
Stepping up to 113, we have Marco Sagan versus Ben Jordan. Jordan was a runner-up last year as a freshman, back in the finals again for Avery. Man, he's looked impressive all year. He's had big wins over top opponents at 120 and 113 all over the state. Had this win last weekend. Here we are, another rematch, as Jason was alluding to.
Right.
I'm going to just say it right away. I'm going Ben Jordan, heavy favorite in this one.
I'm going Ben Jordan. I would even say bonus, if not a fall.
Coach Dunn called Ben Jordan captain consistency, and I'm going to go with that. So Ben Jordan's my pick too.
3 for 3 on Ben Jordan.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that Jordan not only has demonstrated during the postseason, but I mean, went up to at Kressel, beat a 2-time Virginia State champion.
Mm-hmm.
He's wrestled fantastic the entire season. So I don't make a pick, but it would be hard to pick against him. I would agree with you.
Now, going up to 120, here's a guy that I think we need to start talking about. And someone commented this, and it really got me thinking. Tristan Hale is starting to submit himself into that. He's on another level.
Yeah.
He's on that next tier. He's in the top tier of our state. Has not been scored on. So Tristan Hale from South Davidson, he is going up against a guy that has had a phenomenal tournament.
Amazing tournament.
From a team that also wrestled great. They came to wrestle.
Rosman's been
Rosman
wrestling
wrestled
out of their minds.
Yeah,
here.
right.
They're so good right now.
Brandon Ropp from Rosman. And I'm going with the favorite here. I'm going with Hale. He has been absolutely dominant. I really do think that he is in that top tier in our state.
Yeah, so Tristan Hale is our first finalist from the east side of the state, South Davidson. Rupp win over super freshman Ryan Mann in the first round. And then again another super freshman that's already, I think he beat him twice, if not 3 times this year. Pritch beat Rupp. So Rupp kind of on a roll. That momentum swinging his way. I picked Hale in the beginning, and before the tournament started, I'm going to go with Hale again.
Same here. I'm going to go with Tristan Hale. I think he wins it easily.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that past success is probably one of the greatest predictors of future success.
Yeah,
right.
Doesn't guarantee anything by any stretch of the imagination, but having then been there, having done that, certainly seems to play into his favor as we head into, the spotlight matches that everybody's watching.
Right.
So
Now, 1A, 126 is one of my favorites. We've got Grant Reese from Avery County
Jaden,
All in,
yeah.
Avery County, dual team state champs, individual state champs, but he's got from the Ville,
Defending state champion.
defending state champion, Jaden Now. This one is I think this one might be our best final in 1A.
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe. I think it's up there.
I don't know. The thing that's interesting to me is how good Reese looked in his
Yes.
semifinal win over Tortle.
Yeah.
I mean, he controlled that bout. I know the 13-10 match
I mean, he had
looks
to.
a little scored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did what? Did he get a 5 right pretty much at the beginning of the
Yeah,
match?
5 at the beginning, and
Yeah.
then he got another takedown to near fall and near the end,
Yep.
and then was able to kind of cruise that last little bit. But he looked great.
But here on the other side, Jaden Now went 45-second fall and a minute and 11 fall.
Yeah, and Now's swing single is just so good.
Filthy.
I love watching him hit that. It just is smooth as butter.
So how? I don't know off the top of my head, but you guys probably do. How did the two of them? How was the match last weekend?
Now dominated the match.
Dominated.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So
Who you got, Frank?
Now.
Now?
Yep.
I'm going Jade Now.
Bet on black. Jaden Now.
So are you guys all picked exactly the
We're
same?
exactly
I think
the
so.
same
So
so
far.
far.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so in our pre-state, I guess pre-state tournament picks, 1A, Ryan and I completely picked
We
straight down the list.
didn't talk about it
Didn't
before.
talk about it at all.
We
I
just
literally
said
texted to him.
Yeah, and
that
I already
night.
made mine and put
And he
mine
texts
up.
me back and goes, "This is hilarious. Out of the 4 classifications, we have like 6 differences."
Yeah.
Where
Which
we
I think we're going to
disagree.
have quite a few more
Yes,
2A,
we are.
3A, 4A
We are.
now because of all the upsets that took out both of our champions.
Right. So 1A 132, Otto Hernandez from URA Charter has been absolutely dominating. A guy that I've been really high on since I saw him last year.
Mm-hmm.
Bryson Church from Allegheny, who is another guy that has just been really wrestling well. And so both regional champs here.
Yeah.
Both find their way to the finals. I think we all predicted this one. We all knew this one was coming. I think Hernandez gets it done and gets it done in bonus fashion.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of been on another level all year long. Hernandez, that is. Super impressive. One of the big things that impressed me about him is after he won a state title, he beat Ethan Shell in an off-season tournament,
Right.
which was kind of wild to me because just perception-wise, I would have gone with Shell there. And then he's just dominated all year. Had a couple losses at Holy Angels to Marcus Jackson, and
Right.
I can't remember who else he lost to in the backside. But here in the finals, man, I'm going to agree with you again. I'm going Aldo Hernandez. I'm
Yeah.
going Aldo Hernandez. I think in 1A we're having a lot of agreement because there's kind of heavier favorites heading into the finals
Right.
a little bit.
I'll go with Aldo Hernandez as well. I think he's the head and shoulders above everybody else.
So one of the things I think, again, this is interesting. We haven't seen this. We see this more often in 2A, 3A, 4A, but it only happens 5 times in 1A where the East champ and the West champ are actually going to cross
Yep.
paths in the finals here. I agree. I mean, Hernandez obviously has had a fantastic year. It'll be interesting. Church, has looked really, really good on the bottom side as well. So see if he can shut down that offense and keep it close. So
Right. It's not an easy match. Church is not an easy
No,
one
he's
for
been
him.
wrestling phenomenal. but-
Church has looked great. I think that Otto's on his own level. I think him and Tristan
Yeah.
Hale are the cream of the crop of 1A. And now and Adams.
Yeah, and this next guy.
Andrews, sorry.
Yeah, well,
And the
this
next guy.
Ethan
Yes.
Shell at
Ethan
138,
Shell, right.
which in your fan guide, I think, Jason, you said that Shell may be the heaviest favorite in 1A, right?
it was either Shell or Cage Williams or Levi Andrews.
Yeah,
Yep.
one of those.
One
three
of those
for
three. And I mean, to be fair, again, past predicts future,
Sure.
and
Right, yeah.
and rightfully so. I mean, Ethan has had a fantastic career. App State commit
Yeah,
or
had
signing,
to be with John Mark in the fall.
So he's obviously demonstrated it. It'll be for me a tall mountain to climb.
Yes.
For Lackey, but East champ and won the semifinal pretty handily.
Yep.
So I think that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Nothing's given.
No.
You have to earn it every
We've
single
seen
time.
crazy things happen in
That's
the
right.
finals before, right? That said, I think Ethan Shell gonna do the thing.
Yeah, Ethan Shell's going to do Shell things.
Same here. Yep.
So 145, we've got Renfir Garcia, South from
South Stanley. Is that-
South
South
Stanley,
Stanley,
yep.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
But another Avery guy,
Yeah.
Jonathan Cable, another monster from Avery County. We've got another East champ versus West champ here.
Yeah.
Cable is just so good.
Well, one of the things somebody can correct me if I'm wrong here, but Avery County comes in every year and they have returning champ here, returning champ here, returning placer here, returning placer here, and I don't think Cable placed last year.
He did not place last
Right.
year.
So, it's a plug and play for
Right.
Avery County of, putting in the next kid, building a kid from, previous maybe didn't get the level of expectation that he, reached at, and now he finds himself in the finals. The question is will the moment be too big for either one of them?
Yeah.
Because neither one of them have been in the finals before.
Yeah. And I think Garcia's placed before.
I don't know off the top of my head. I can look it
Yeah, I
up real
can't
quick.
remember that one off the top of my head, but this one could go either way. This is the most wide open final we've had so far.
Right.
He did not place last year.
Did not place last year.
Now,
so.
remember, last year was all
It was
weird.
Yeah, with the
So-
backs. So maybe the year before, we
Right.
don't know. But this is the most wide open final we've had so far.
So maybe we'll get something different.
Maybe we'll get something different. Maybe. I'm going with Avery County Cable. We've seen him a couple times this year. Just being in that room, seeing who his workout partners are, I'm going Avery with Jonathan Cable.
I'm going Avery. Going Cable.
Three for three. Cable.
Oh man, we're getting similar on this one.
So 1A 152 is pretty cool. We got another Avery County, but Tristan Adam gets the big upset
Yeah, and a wild semi.
over Franklin Bennett.
Now he did beat Bennett at state duels.
Yes, he did.
But Bennett won regionals
Right.
where Adams had to settle for third.
Right. So, but on the other side, it's a cool little fact for Chase Miller, Cherryville. He's going after Cherryville, their program's first state title ever.
Yeah, and he is the one who knocked off Adams at regionals a week ago.
Yes. So if Miller can pull this off, he will be the first Cherryville state champ ever.
Yep.
That's
So-
such a cool story.
It is
History
cool.
can be made here that he has already knocked this guy off and has put himself in the finals to do it again. But I think it's one of those, from what you said at the beginning of the show, it's not a regional finals rematch here, but they just wrestled.
Right.
So does Adams, and being in that Avery room and that coaching staff and the guys that he has around him, can they game plan from that loss to win a state title here? Or can Miller pull off an awesome story and become the first state champ from his school?
And before you guys make a pick, the one thing that I want to add to that I think is really interesting, I'm really interested in your perspective, is that this is the third or fourth Avery County kid in a row.
Yep.
We watched throughout the tournament, the crowd gets loud.
Yes.
The kids get up and they stand towards the fans. Avery travels well.
They do.
And how
they're loud.
much does that momentum or pressure put on,
And also,
in that
even
situation.
with that, if you wrestle for Avery and you've been wrestling for Avery in, these 4 years, in this, span that they've been so dominant, right? These kids have been here.
Right.
Tristan just wrestled in the state dual finals.
He was in the state
In a
finals year
big
ago.
crowd right there.
He was a
And
runner-up.
was in the finals last year. Has been there, right? You wrestle for Avery County, you go wrestle in these tough tournaments.
Yeah.
They've kind of been there. So I think that, just like you're saying, I think the crowd's going to be a
I
big
think that
factor.
momentum's huge. That's a real thing, right?
Right, but he's
feel
wrestled
it.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's been there.
Who you got? Rhett? Are you going?
Oh,
Are you
Yeah,
going?
you
man.
guys have gone around
Yeah.
the point here now for too long.
Let's
Gotta
go.
make a pick.
Yep, we got to make a pick here.
Hang on.
I'm
Let's let Frank go
let's
first.
Go,
Frank,
let's
who
go,
you got?
Frank.
Let's let Frank go first.
I'm going to go with Miller from Cherryville.
Going Miller from
There you
Cherryville.
go, Miller from Cherryville there.
I'm going with. Oh, y'all know I'm going Avery County. Adams, Tristan Adams. I'm going Avery County.
Oh man. Okay. Well, I guess it's down to me. I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go Miller. I'm gonna go. Cherryville gets their first state champ.
First one different.
First one different here, but Cherryville Miller makes history for his program and gets a state title. So 160, really fun. Grayson Roberts, URI Charter, one of the most dominant guys in 1A. I really think that we could have had the state finals here in the semis.
I don't know.
I think that could have been a state finals caliber
We'll
matchup.
see this one too. And Isaac Williams is going to be his opponent in the finals. Man, I said it after state duel show. I was the wrestler I was most impressed with when I walked out of the building at state duels was Grayson Roberts. Out of all 4 teams, all 4 classifications, and I think he wins handily here.
Okay. Oh, I mean, this is actually the only 1 versus 1 from the East.
Yeah.
So they've obviously wrestled one another. I don't know. Frank?
I'm going to go with Roberts, too.
I'm going to go Roberts. Agreeing again. We're back to agreeing.
You guys love to go out on a limb.
This one, I know. Well, I think like we said, 1A, the cream of the crop is just so good, right?
Yeah.
Like
this one's interesting to me.
Yes, this
because-
one's.
So I think
This
this is the
might
this
be
is the
the
best.
This is
the
to
best
me the
final.
premier
Okay.
matchup.
This is the best
1A.
final.
Right.
We've got.
And it's the last match
Yes.
of the night.
Yes. Yeah, 'cause we're starting at
Because they started
82.
with
Yep,
82.
this is the last one. So Doug Bowles, URI Charter, against Connor Medvar from Mount Airy.
Yeah, returning state champion.
Returning state champ there, defending state champ against Bowles, who has been absolutely dominant. Gets the fall in under a minute, and then picks up the fall over
Here's the thing
setback
about
Blackledge.
Bowles. He is never out of a match.
No.
Ever.
He is dangerous
He was
from
losing
every
to Seth
position.
Blackledge both times
Yes.
he pinned him. So, we talked about it a few times. URI Charter's scrambling ability is
Especially in that
is
second
really different
Yep.
compared to most teams. They're good in that center corner position. They're really good at draping over and putting themselves in a good position to lock up cradles, to get on top. And Bowles is kind of like the optimum of that.
Yep.
I mean, the way he walked up the cradle in the semis over Blackledge, I wasn't 100% sure how he was even able to get to that position from the original start, from that original high crotch.
Right.
So Medvar could be up 12-2, and Bowles could still come back and win this match. If Medvar is going to win, he's definitely going to have to be smart with his finishes.
Yep.
Finish quick. Can't get caught in the scrambles, because that's where Bowles is going to thrive.
Have these two wrestled?
I don't think they've wrestled this year.
Right.
That cradle series that Coach Waddell runs at URI is awesome. So I'm going to go with Bowles locking up a cradle and getting a fall. I'm not even going to
Wow.
call
Okay.
a win.
There you go. He's going cradle to the fall. I'm going Medvar because I don't think that. I think if Medvar gets that lead, I don't think he gives it up.
So I'm going to go with Connor Medvar. But I think there's going to be a point in the match
Where things get dicey?
where things get dicey. The crowd gets loud.
Yeah,
and
because
see
URI
that?
Charter's another
We're-
team that travels well and gets loud.
We're going to be thinking, oh man, we should have.
Oh boy. Yep.
Yeah.
So, another thing to keep in mind, right? Medvar's come in with 1 loss this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
1 loss. Who was?
Jeremiah Price.
Jeremiah Price, who might be the single best
Yeah.
individual in the building.
True.
So, it's not as if he hasn't faced that level of
The tough
competition.
hits, right.
All right.
I think that's going to pay off there. 182, we've got Joseph Akers from South Davidson versus Kyle Fink. Kyle Fink looking to wrap up a historic career here. I'm going Fink. I just right off the bat, that's just he's been so impressive all year. I really love watching the kid wrestle. I'm going Fink.
Yeah, and I can't speak enough about how crazy his career is to start at 220 as a freshman and then finish his career at 182.
Right.
And go second, first, and then either first or second, right? It's in
Right.
the finals for 4th year in a row. I'm going to go Kyle Fink. We've seen him so much this year and I know this is the best version of him we've ever seen.
Right.
So I'm going to go with bet on black on that one and go with Fink.
Kyle Fink here.
All right. So, my question to you, Rhett, is as a beta guy, you don't usually get to start things off.
No.
If you're 182, is that in their head at all? That there's no kind of momentum up to to get to them if you were stepping on the mat in this situation?
I don't think so, especially for Fink with Cage right behind him, right? With
They're already warmed up and go.
They're ready. They're warmed up. They're already ready to
Okay.
wrestle. I think it really does help having your teammate right behind you stepping on the mat. Now, if you're kind of the lone qualifier there, that's a little bit different. It's a little bit new, but I think that especially with being a Robbinsville kid, I think for Akers it might be a bigger thing.
Got it.
And I think that
I will
Fink's
say,
experience here.
Akers just looked really good.
Akers look really good. I don't think it's going to be an easy match, and I don't think it's going to be a bonus match. I think it's going to be close.
And I'm not saying that the duel, we've started duels at 182.
Right.
But we haven't
finals.
started. We haven't started after you walked
Yeah.
out for the Parade of Champions.
Yeah.
You haven't started your match right after
the match.
all of those things.
Right. And it's a lot because it's a lot of emotions out there. And state finals, they do an awesome job here in North Carolina of giving these finalists their time to shine, right? You turn and face each side of the Coliseum, the national anthem, the mat's open. I think that with it being a Robbinsville kid and with it being Fink, I think he's going to be
That's an advantage.
squared away for him. That I think that's an advantage for him to start off fast.
Yeah.
And like we said, at 195, his teammate, I think one of the best sophomores in the state, if not the best sophomore in the state.
It's him or Stinson
Cage
right
Williams. And he's got Edwin Agabo. I don't know how to pronounce that one. It's kind of our thing that we butcher.
I let you guys
We
butcher
butcher
the
some
names.
kind of name every
Every
show
episode.
if
Every
you're new
episode.
here. But from Mount Airy, another Mount Airy kid punches his way into the finals. I really think that Cage gets another fall. I think here, can you do it under a minute and not wrestle a full minute in the whole state tournament?
That would be an impressive feat. I wonder if I'll have to go back and see. I know Levi Andrews had some quick falls 2 years ago here, so
He had quick fall earlier today or last night. Didn't
yeah.
he?
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, everybody knows I'm going probably with Cage Williams. I've been one of the people that's been talking about him for a long time.
He's been leading the Cage Williams hype
I just
train.
think that kid is
okay, he's
really-
the conductor.
really
it's his
special.
I think he actually built the tracks, but it's okay.
I think that he's really special, and I hope college coaches are just dialed in on
Gosh,
this kid.
keep him in the state,
Keep him
please.
here. Whether it's
I
at
know-
App or
yes.
State or Carolina or wherever, just
Who you
get
got?
him in.
Cage Williams.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I think
we
this
already
is-
alluded to the fact that I think he's one of the most heavy favorites.
yeah.
in
This is
1A.
that's the biggest next topic for me. I think Shell is dominant and Andrews is awesome, but Cage is next topic
Yeah.
in the finals this year for me. But bumping up to 120, we've got
An in-conference
Robbinsville.
matchup here.
Robbinsville, 3 Black Knights in a row here,
Just like last year.
which just like we were talking about, it helps. And
They're
I
going to
think
start
that,
us off, too.
right, they're going to start us off fast. And so from Swain, though, we've got Carson Taylor getting the overtime win over Holloman from Avery, which I just want to take a second and point out how impressive of a tournament that Grayson Holloman put together.
100%. He wasn't supposed to be the starter.
No.
Zach Vance, state runner-up,
right.
was the starter.
Yeah,
Got
one of the
injured.
toughest kids in the state.
Got injured.
Wrestled state duels for Avery and basically said, hey, the team's better with Holloman.
Yeah. And
give-
Holloman stepped up
give
just
Holloman
a
the
freshman
nod.
at 220. So it wasn't supposed to be a starter.
Finishes
this year.
third.
Finishes third at the state tournament.
Right. But, so, he's going to be meeting Big Ben Wachacha from Robbinsville. And it's one of those things that we talked about Avery's crowd. We talked about Uwari's crowd. This is where Robbinsville's crowd really is going to come into effect. I think that Fink's going to kick it off. I think that Williams is going to get a quick fall. And Ben's
and
going to
it
be
might
right
just
there
be
in the
rolling.
tunnel.
Yeah, just the boom, boom,
Ben will be
boom.
in the tunnel listening,
And-
seeing his teammates go and seeing that win, and he's going to have that momentum. I'm going Ben with the fall in the finals here over.
You're going fall.
I'm going fall
You're
in the
being
finals.
definitive.
I'm going to go definitive here. I'm taking the fall. I just think the momentum, the crowd, his teammates rolling in front of him. He
Well,
keeps
the crazy
train
thing about
going.
this is, like I said, this is a conference matchup. So these guys have
Yeah.
wrestled, I don't know, like 4 times this
Right.
year, I think.
Yeah.
And Wachacha's come out on top every time. And
Right.
as we were alluding to earlier, it's really hard to beat good guys
multiple
over
times.
and over and
Yep.
over. That being said, I'm gonna go with Robbinsville.
Robbinsville.
Yeah. So, right here, 285, another Robbinsville Black Knight.
And
right
another
here.
Avery County kid.
And another Avery County kid. But first, for Robbinsville, Carlos Wesley punches his ticket into the finals with the ultimate tiebreaker win in the semis. But he has got the man of 1A, Levi Andrews, chasing history here, going for 4, trying to be the heaviest to ever win for, I think it's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Levi Andrews will
Andrews.
be our 10th.
Now, my
Four-time.
question is it was a 7-1 decision last weekend for Andrews. When they wrestled last year, it was 2 falls for Andrews. So I'm interested to see how the match plays out. Is it going to be
So you're kind of seeing the gap close a little bit there? You think it's going to
maybe
be a tight one? Or
Are we seeing the gap close, or are we going to see Levi Andrews do Levi Andrews things? That's kind of what I'm looking
I'm
for.
going to go with the ladder there.
Well, hopefully he won't try to force something, and
Yeah.
I mean, because fundamentally, I don't think that he loses. Fundamentally,
Yeah.
if he stays fundamentally sound and doesn't get himself into a
But
position,
as we saw at Holy Angels, things can happen.
things
right?
can, especially a heavyweight.
Yes.
Especially one mistake at heavyweight and
And-
it changes the whole match.
Yep.
Who you got, Frank?
Levi Andrews.
All right, so that wraps up 1A here.
Yeah. So just no region champ is wrestling for a title at 152.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we agree that Medvar and
Bulls.
Bulls is the best,
I
or
think that's the
on
best
paper
final. On
is going to
base,
be like
yeah.
the best fight.
I think that's the best.
So
Yeah.
there you go. Okay.
There we go. So don't miss that one. 1A is going to be exciting. Moving up to 2A here. I
Yeah.
think this is where we're really going to start
Different in our
disagreeing
picks
here.
here.
But as I say that, I think we're going to go with the same one here. At 106, Jared Thomas from Moorhead has been dominant all the way to the finals. Has looked awesome. On the other side, though, another guy that's been looking really good, Lawson Vang from Bunker Hill. I'm going with one of the most historic programs here in the state, Moorhead. I'm going to keep my 1A 106 or 2A 106 state champ pick here and go with Thomas.
Who you got, Frank? I'll let you go first.
Thomas. Tradition and everything. Going with Thomas.
So I picked Thomas to start the tournament. So I'm not going to waver from it, but I will tell you this: look at the bottom part of the bracket. Look how Vang got here.
Tech fall.
So
Extremely impressive.
It doesn't make me feel very good heading into the finals right now.
Vang is
to
only
be honest.
Well, and a senior
Yep.
Yes.
in the finals, wrestling his final match.
Yep.
I mean,
Against a sophomore.
Against a sophomore. Maybe it just comes with too much pressure,
Right.
but it also could be, very much motivating to
Right.
make that happen. So
And I mean, it's one of those things that Thomas could be emerging now as one of those guys that ends up being one of our big names in our state. That's the fun thing to look at some of these underclassmen here
Who's
in
next,
these state
right?
finals. Who's next? We know who Montsberto is. We know who Levi Andrews is. We know who Jeremiah Price is. Who's next? Who's our next guy that's going to take that spotlight? And we'll see who really emerges in these state finals. But moving up to 2A, 113 here, we've got Riley Shaw from West Wilkes taking on Sumter Horton from RS Central.
Neither of our picks made the finals. in this
Neither of
one.
our picks made the finals. These guys busted it all up. Shaw picking up 3 falls all the way to the finals here. And Horton wrestling, I think, just true RS Central style wrestling. Tough,
In your
gritty,
face.
in your face. We're going to beat your face in, and we're going to win when we need to.
Yeah, and their technique just on point.
Yeah.
So hey, before you go there, one of the things I wanted to say was that we saw a lot of region champs in 1A, right? And we see fewer in 2A, but we still see a lot of ones region champs. This is a situation where neither one of them won it last weekend, and both of them came in maybe with a little bit of chip on their shoulder and have shown that they can get the job done and take a state title. I don't need a region title.
Right.
So that's just something to pay attention to. Go ahead, Frank.
I think Coach Cox always gets the best out of his kids, so I'm going to go with our Central, Horton.
Who you got, Rat?
I'm going Horton. He took out my state champ pick and has looked phenomenal. Picked up the 8-7 win and just, I think he gets it.
All right. So, Horton looked great. Been impressed. Really a fan of his. We saw him at his conference tournament, just character. But I'm going Riley Shaw. I think he's one of the best. I thought he was one of the best kids coming in. I almost leaned him to be a title pick. His fall over Pittman was super impressive. Shaw for me.
There we go.
I think he might have been my dark horse.
I think so. I think he was. I think so.
2A 120. We have got RJ James from Reedsville taking on Raul Hernandez from Bunker Hill. I'm going RJ James here. His offense is too slick. He's so powerful, so fast. I think he dominates this match.
I think it's a lot closer than people are going to expect. I think it's going to be within 3 points or so. But I agree. I'm going with RJ James, runner-up as a freshman last year. So slick on his feet. Almost highlight reel takedowns at times.
RJ James.
All right, let's bump to 126
You know that feeling
here.
when you watch like Sports Center and everybody's like, they're going to win, and everybody picks one team. It always happens to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that a couple of these picks that we're all like agreeing on,
It's going to go bad fast.
haywire stuff's going to happen.
It's going to go bad
Well,
fast.
I mean, you've already seen it happen in the tournament
Yeah.
where if you were to, I don't know, pick, especially here in 2A, it happened in a little bit heavier of a weight class where you would have told me there was no doubt and all three of you would have picked the same person and that person's not in the finals. So
yeah,
I'm just saying, it happens.
it does. So, 2A 126, we have got Chade Norman, West Lincoln here, taking on David McCreachin from Mount Pleasant. McCreachin had a big win there in the semis. And
Yeah, that's the one that went to overtime.
Yep,
and,
right on the
yeah,
mat
somebody
10.
got hurt. Yeah.
Yes, Scotty Spencer got
which
hurt.
we did hear, if you haven't heard, Scotty Spencer, the Bund coach, Parker Hake, did tell us, or Parker Hakey, did tell us that all of the tests that they were at the hospital were negative. He was able to come in and weigh in today and
Just finishes sixth, right?
Yeah,
just
he defaulted.
the way, the way they said it was they wanted to stay undefeated against the scale. They wanted to go out on a win, and that win was that first win of the day is against the scale.
Yeah.
So
All right.
So
awesome way to, I mean, not an awesome way, but just that mentality
Well,
of
coming back, yeah.
come back. I want to make weight again, and comes back. It does place, ends up with with sixth. But here in the finals, we've got McCreachin, we got Norman. Who you got?
man, Norman is a man on fire right
Yes.
now, right? Taking out returning state champ Tyler Holland in the quarters,
Mhm.
10-3, that I don't think many people would have given him a shot in, right?
Right.
Then he gets a fall in the semis,
Mm-hmm.
finds himself in the state finals. But on the other side, you got freshman state runner-up a year ago, David McEachern, part of that dark horse club, that Mount Pleasant state championship team a year ago. I'm going David McEachern. I've had him on my big board for a long time. Been really impressed with him. I'm say he takes this one. Who you got, Frank?
I'm going to go with, jump on the Butch Ross train, go with West Lincoln.
Wow. I'm going dark horse train here. Dark horse has 18 finalists in the finals
Woo, buddy.
as a club. Has 18 finalists here. I'm going McEachern here.
Is that more than the other?
So we haven't got any the numbers from Combat and from.
Some
I know
others.
that Raw had 13 in the semifinals last night. And
I mean, 18 is just impressive. I was just
That's
No,
curious.
right, it is. Super impressive. So let's go up here to 132. Bryson Burkett from Bandy's versus Connor Goodman from J.M.
Your pick
Robinson.
versus my pick,
Yep.
right? So
We're
one
going
of
to
us
be
can
head-to-head
right.
here.
So which one do you pick, Goodman?
I picked Goodman.
He picked Goodman. I'm going to stick with my guns here and row the boat and go Bryson Burkett.
It's a Bandy's kid. You know he was gonna pick that one, right?
But I will say this: Goodman has looked incredibly impressive.
He has.
And if any of my picks are one of those that I'm worried about, it might be this one. Goodman's looked good.
Goodman's looked great, and I'm not gonna change my pick on that one.
I'm gonna go with Goodman on this one.
Yeah, no. So I think you guys, one of the things I like about this weight class is that, you got two seniors who are going to, come into the finals. I don't think either one of them have won a state title to
Right.
this point. So you're going to see a situation where it will be a fantastic experience for one of those seniors to finish, and
Yes.
it will be
Heartbreak for the
heartbreak for
Yep.
the other.
Yeah.
And you hate to see it to anyone, but I mean that is part of the nature of,
it's
of
part of
our sport.
It is, and just the tale of two stories, right?
Yeah.
This night is awesome, and it's also really hard to watch those kids who put all that
This
time
night is
in.
going to either be the best night of your life or it's going to be one of the toughest ones. I've been on both sides.
From experience,
Yeah.
you say that.
Yep, from experience.
Since
It is,
I was never in a final, I have no idea.
It is wrestling on the formats out there is one of the best nights of your one of the best days of your life, but it can also turn into pretty quick one of the most it's definitely the most memorable thing. You will never forget wrestling out there. But let's go up to 138 here. We've got David
Before he
Jacobson.
starts to break it
Yeah,
up
before
here.
it's okay. Flashbacks, it's all right. Versus Will Nix from Bandy's. We got Jacobson from Trinity versus Nix from Bandy. Bandy's faithful. Please don't hate me. All right.
No.
I can't row the boat here.
Yeah.
David Jacobson has looked just too good. I'm going David Jacobson from Trinity.
He does. He was one of the kids that I didn't know a whole lot about coming into the tournament, and I specifically picked out about 12 kids that I wanted to watch. I knew Cage Williams and I knew Ethan Shell because I'd seen them at different places, Grappler, Super 32, all different places. But this is a kid that I had not seen wrestle up to this point in time, and I wanted to see him wrestle. And yeah, his semifinal match was pretty fun to watch. So there you go.
I think he's too good on his feet. Jacobson wins this match.
Yeah.
With takedowns.
Yeah, so Mason really impressed me last year, the 2-8 state tournament. He was in a really tough bracket with Jacob Cox in there. So I'm going Jacobson, especially with how good he looked in his semifinal.
Right.
All right, well, next, this is your opportunity.
Yeah, next.
Shut them down.
Shut them down, and then come let Rhett know about it.
That's
or
right.
me know about it.
Why you
Especially-
guys send him straight to me? Huh? Come on now.
You're not rowing the boat.
It's
Jeez.
just
All right.
Bandies. If it was another team, I would say it's going to
I'll
be.
be hiding if that. I'm just kidding.
Okay,
So
let's talk about this
145. Whoa, I think the future of our state here. Jacob Price from Surrey Central taking on Johnson White from East Burke here, kicking off a 1-2 punch that is arguably one of the best ones in the state for Surrey Central here.
That's true.
I don't think anyone in the building, except for maybe the East Burke coaching staff, is going to go against Jacob Price here.
Yeah, I'm going Jacob Price. Straight up.
Jacob Price.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the one thing you have to keep in mind is Caleb. It's Caleb Johnson White, right?
Yep.
He pinned everyone to get to this point.
Yes.
So he's a pinner.
Can he catch him?
Catch him. Can he frustrate him into a particular situation
Right,
to be able to take advantage of of a situation and put himself on top? It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And, can it happen here? I would probably think no, but
It can happen.
you never know.
Is it the chance is slim? I think so.
Right.
And at 152, it's another.
is it? It's slimmer.
The price is right here.
I mean, probability. What do you
The
like,
price is
probability
right.
wise? What is it? I mean, it's
Jeremiah Price here,
low, right? Like
41-0, junior Wolfpack commit, taking on Dylan Patton from Patton.
I think Jeremiah Price is the best kid in the building.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
not
That-
no slight to Kyle Monteperto or anyone else.
Right.
But
You just think he's on
Price
the level?
Price wrestles nationally at 38. He's wrestling here at 52. He dominates.
10-second fall, 20-second
That
fall.
was my question. Is it a fall or a tech fall?
Yeah.
Does he put on a show and goes to tech fall, or does he just go straight for the pin?
I think he goes straight for the pin. I think he goes to that heavy club, outside single, cradle, puts it away.
One note about him, though, I mean, I can't say enough about how much better he got from the state tournament last year, which was just in
Leaps
June,
and bounds
to now.
Yes.
Well,
and
if you watched him wrestle over the fall, he was just unbelievable in the scraps that he got with the people that he scrapped with and who he got into matches with at Super 32 and other places. It was unbelievably good.
Yes.
For North Carolina, it was super good for people to see that level of a kid go in and bang and take out a Pennsylvania state champ, that sort of thing.
Right.
So, again, tough for Patton.
Yeah.
but
sometimes you just run
see
into a
what happens.
buzzsaw.
Yes.
And that's just kind of, I think, what happens here. Patton's really good. We saw him for the first time at his conference tournament. Was super impressive. And I've watched him since then. Really cool story. After each match, he's been holding up a T-shirt that says, give me two. His grandfather passed away here recently, and that was the thing that his grandfather used to say from the stands. So really cool story there. And he's had an amazing tournament. I just think Price is on his own level.
Wow, yeah.
So 160.
That's a great story, though.
Yeah.
I love that.
160.
I love that.
We got Caleb Moore from Bandy's versus Braden Guest from Bunker Hill.
This is a semifinal from last weekend's regions, right?
Yes.
And Moore won a close match. Was it close? I think it was close.
I can't remember what the final score was.
So
Are these two in the same conference, or are they?
I don't know. I
Bandy's
don't.
Bunker
They're
Hill.
both Catawba.
They're both Catawba County kids.
Can we talk about how good Catawba County
I know.
is
Yes.
in wrestling? Like just right now,
So
they're
good.
just good at the wrestling, right?
They be
As
good.
as Ryan says, they be good.
They be good.
They be real good.
They be
I mean, Braden Guest was probably the easiest dark horse to
Yes.
choose
Yeah,
in 2A because you looked at it and said he would have been in the finals if he hadn't been on the same side
Right.
as Moore. So who do you guys got?
But Moore's gone fall, and a 17-0 tech
True.
fall
True.
in the semis.
So
Well, Braden hasn't been, a slacker on his
No,
side.
he hasn't.
Right? Fall.
Yes, you're right. You are right.
yeah, in the fan guy last year, I'm pretty sure Caleb Moore was the dark horse, taking third at the state tournament last year, and ever since that state tournament last year, at the beginning of that day, he's just been on fire.
He has.
It's just been on fire, and I don't see it changing. I'm gonna go with him here.
Caleb Moore.
Row the boat. Caleb Moore.
Bro.
Row the boat. All right.
Two
so
seniors.
we're
Two
going to go
seniors.
here to 170, and we are going to go Kyler Pickard here
Yeah,
first
Kyler,
from Mount Pleasant. And then he is taking on one of those RS Central boys again.
Yeah, what a tournament for our
Richard Post from RS Central.
What do they have? Do they have a shirt that says the Fearsome Five, or
I
were there
think so.
5 qualifiers?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
that-
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. That it seems like they're all kind of really honed in and paying attention to their teammates' matches and so on and so forth. So, what do you think?
I'm going Mount Pleasant here. I'm going Pickard. I like Post. I like the story. I think next year he's going to be a favorite.
Yeah, I mean,
But I
just
think
a
this
junior,
year
so he'll be back. I'm going Pickard. He's been one of the best guys all year long.
Yeah.
He has wins over Curry, who's in the finals at 3A 160. He has a win over Gavin Hartzell, who's in the finals at 182 at 4A. So, I'm going Pickard.
Right.
Pickard.
All right. So we might start speeding up a little bit. We got the
we are-
finals at 4.
Man. Okay, you got to pick it up.
We got the finals at 4 here. So we might start picking up just a little bit here. So
Well, so let me ask
2A,
you, since you
182.
guys are not, since I'm not making a pick.
Yep.
All right, 2A 182. You got Jones and Becker.
Okay.
Right. Who do you got?
Jones.
North
Raheem
Pitt.
Jones. He's the guy.
Coach Young.
Raheem Jones.
Man, Becker might make us look silly on that one.
Yeah.
He might.
yeah,
but
yeah.
the best picture I think that's been taken at this tournament so far came from this man. It's on Southeast Wrestle's Instagram right now. Raheem Jones, after he punched his ticket to the finals.
It was pretty cool.
Pure emotion, what you love to see at the state tournament.
We'll see it again, I'm sure. I mean,
Yeah.
as far as that kind of
Yes.
emotion. 195, Callaway and Clark. Who you
Owen
got?
Clark.
Owen Clark.
Clark.
Man,
Here we
oh,
go.
something gonna happen.
220's crazy, right?
Yes.
220
is crazy. The
we did
biggest
not see
crazy.
upset of 2A.
All right, so who do you guys got?
We'll let you go first, Frank.
You got Tutty from Newton Conover, who upset Chase Creighton last night, and you got
Right.
Gordon from West Stokes, who was the runner-up to Chase Creighton at the regional.
I'm gonna go with Tutty, I think, but
I'm gonna go Gordon.
All right.
I'm going Gordon.
I'm going Tutty keeps the ball rolling here. Gets
Wow. All right. And heavyweight, we got Gaither and Jarek Stewart Karolix.
Yep.
I think you said that way better than I tried to last night. I'm going with the heavyweight from Brevard. We're going with Jarek.
Who you got,
Davidson commit, by the way, as well.
Brevard.
I'm going Salisbury.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. So
Up to 3A here, one of the most exciting classifications in the tournament this year, and I think some of the best finals in here. So Bryson Aponte, who you got?
There you go.
Frank, you want to lead it off?
Bryson.
Whew.
Aponte's looked so good. So good. But I'm going Kane Bryson.
Wow. Okay.
Sorry, Pisgah. Cape Fear gets their first champ. Cape Fear went 4 for 4 in the semis, put all of them into the finals. I'm going Samuel Ponte.
And they had some momentum. They look,
yeah.
good.
I'm going
Their
Samuel
crowd's
loud.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love their program, the little section they got going up there.
Is this the best?
Is
this
my
the
favorite.
best?
Yes, the
This is
113 is my
my
favorite
favorite
one.
Okay.
It's the one that whenever we did our pre-show, we said we want this final to happen. Charlie Sly from Stuart Kramer, Carter Floyd from Fred T.
Matchup
Ford.
of two really awesome wrestling dads too. Telly Sly,
Yes.
Charlie's dad, great guy.
Yeah.
Carter Floyd's dad, awesome dude.
I say that they wrestle right afterward. Anyways,
Let's set it up.
we'll set it up out back. Okay.
All right.
No, a rematch from the regional finals last week,
Which we didn't get to see because we had
didn't
to
get
roll
see it.
earlier. So.
I'm sticking with my pick. I'm going Carter Floyd. I think he avenges that loss. I think that wrestling Charlie last weekend is going to help him. I'm going Carter Floyd. He kicks it off for Ford in the finals.
Oh, I'm Floyd here too.
I'm going opposite of you guys again. I'm going Charlie Sly.
Charlie Sly is so slick on his feet.
So good.
On his feet. So I really could see it going that way. I've just been high on Floyd, and I don't want to agree with you. So
No, I mean this one's, like I said, the premier matchup. I think it's going to be in the balance. Several lead changes, exciting exchanges
fun.
for sure.
All right. So anybody picking against Baglio at 120?
I don't think so.
No way.
I just think that Connor Rashawn, he's had a
What
great
a run by
season. What a
Connor
great
Rashawn.
run.
I mean, he beat
knocked off Mejia. So if anybody in this bracket's going to do it, it could be him. I just don't think he. I think Baglio's on a whole other level.
Next
I think it's
topic.
his. Next topic almost. And then 126 3A, we have got the guy Kyle Monteperto going for his 4th state title. If there's a final that you don't miss, make sure you see this guy. I think we can all agree. Monteperto, next topic. I kind of want to know how long he stays on the mat. Is he going to put on a little clinic and enjoy his time out there?
If you go
Take
back,
down
I think
and
he's
cut,
only
or is
had
he-
one non bonus point.
Yeah.
Like one non.
Does he work for the
match.
fall,
Is
or
it
does
in
he
the
go
state
for
tournament?
Yeah,
Yeah.
his career. It might be not even that. I looked it up one time, and now
So far, he's gone fall. I want to know. I think he's going to put on a little show, put on takedown, cut, and then go for the fall.
So rematch at 132 with
Yeah.
Elijah Harris and Marcus Jackson. This one's a little more difficult.
It's difficult, but I'm going with my guy, Marcus Jackson, Central Barris. I had to pick against him before.
Oh,
And,
that's his team.
It's his team. But Marcus Jackson, he's that guy. He's such a great kid. I've been a massive fan since last year's 3A state tournament. I got to meet him for the first time, and I think he rolls.
Marcus Jackson.
So Harris look at this tournament he had, right? He goes over Pertilla, 9-4, who was 3rd place last year. Then gets a fall in 44 seconds in the quarters, and then he beats returning state runner-up Hunter Clark from Ford.
Yep.
Great tournament, but I just think Marcus Jackson is that dude.
He's so good on his feet, and he's so good on top. he gets a slick takedown and he works straight into tilts. He's just dominant.
So when I was writing a lot of the fans guides across the Southeast, I was talking about some of the old guard versus the new guard.
Yes.
The freshmen
Yeah.
were coming in versus the seniors.
Yeah.
You get that at 138 in what could be a fantastic
It
final.
really
It
could.
could. This
So
could be.
who you guys got?
I said it a couple times in the shows already, the recaps we've had. I will never pick against Jacob Cox after what I saw last year at the state tournament.
Yeah.
I won't do it.
Jacob Cox.
Are you going to pull the trigger and go for the upset?
I mean, the freshmen look great.
Hayes looked phenomenal.
If there's somebody that you really put like on upset alert here, it's watching Trivet from North Iredale here.
That said,
With that said, I don't think he can pull it off against Cox. Cox is so good on his feet. Another one of those dark horse kids, just absolutely dominant. I give it to him. Cox has been super impressive. Jacob Cox here, 138.
so at 145, you don't ever cheer for a particular kid. You know,
Right.
try to remain impartial.
Right.
But the story
tough not
coming
to.
out, of watching Brock Carey wrestle has been pretty impressive.
It's
right?
amazing he's able to wrestle in general, right?
and now he's running into an absolute hammer.
Right. I talked to his dad before the blood rounds this morning, and he said that they had a conversation. It was, well, we can pack it up after regionals and get healthy, and come back next year, or we can go out on our own terms. And he said that Brock said, I'm going to scrap. I'm going to wrestle here. I'm going out on my own terms, but he's got a tall task in the finals.
Yeah, he does.
I'm going courageous. I think healthy, that's an amazing match. But I think with the circumstances right now, I think that courageous is one of the best kids in the state already. And he's just so good on his feet. His movement's next level. I'm going courageous.
I think the Ford Fanatics get into the match and they carry to the win.
Yeah?
Whoa,
man!
Go, Brock Carey.
That's
And
big. Yeah. I can see it, though. I can
I
see
see
it.
this match
Crazy
going
cradle.
several different ways,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because if Carey can slow Courageous down,
Yep.
he's so good
Right.
in scrambles. It's really hard to finish on him, and he's phenomenal on top.
You were right.
So if the match is kind of more in the balance, it could end up going Carey's way. And we've already seen this kid has the willpower
Yeah.
of something we've just never seen.
And some of the
before.
best hips in the whole tournament.
But-
Like, just
Okay.
so tough to...
But I think the way it will go is Zach Courageous's movement on his feet is too good, and he's going to score a lot of leg attacks.
All right, up to 52. Who you got?
Ooh.
Is this a question for me?
Go
Is
ahead.
this a
Lead us
question?
off.
So we've got Callan Staub.
Yeah.
I think I finally said it right. It took me all season, but I think I said it right. Versus, and I know we're supposed to stay, stay impartial, or be, objective, right?
Right,
As
but it's subjective as you want to be.
Yeah, I'm going Grayson Harris here from Inca. As everyone knows, I was a part of the Inca coaching staff and helped out with Grayson earlier on in his career. He's one of my favorite kids I've ever coached. One of the best kids.
We'll give you a pass on having
I'm
a
going
little
Grayson Harris.
sentimentality.
Yeah, I about teared up whenever he punched his way into the finals, and I'm super excited for that one. I'm going Grayson. Staub is a monster.
He looks so good.
He is. This is
a really good final.
This
3A
is.
has some phenomenal finals.
Yeah, I agree.
I will say that this is the best version of Grayson Harris I've ever seen, and so I'm gonna go with him. I'm gonna go Grayson Harris.
They go Staub.
Yeah, he's shaking things up.
Ooh, buddy!
And I can
Speaking
see
of
it.
great finals, this next one. Oh man, I'm excited about this one.
fire.
It's like opening a present on Christmas morning. He clicks the thing. He goes, "Oh, right, this one."
Yeah,
160. Man,
it's like a president bought himself. I forgot about that.
this one right here. I mean, this one's been talked about for a while
Yep.
too. People really want to know what's going to happen, and you have Aiden Curry trying to close out
Yep.
a remarkable career. Fourth
Yes.
time in the finals, looking for the third title. You have Zane Burkett, who state finalist as a freshman, third last year. Both guys really hard to touch their legs.
Yes.
Really hard to touch their legs. I'll start it. I'm going Curry. Because I think he has a little bit more ways to score. He's going to give himself a little bit more of a chance because he has more opportunities. That's what I think.
Curry by 2.
Okay.
Going to be tight.
Yeah.
The Ford Faith will get it done this time.
Oh,
I'm going Zane Burkett.
Okay.
I'm changing my state champ pick here.
Split.
Burkett has looked impressive. I think he gets it done unless Curry goes to that insane slide by, that Merkel throw it across. I think I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Just the way that they match up. But I'm going to go Burkett.
All right. So 170, we have a returning runner-up, right?
Yep.
Who was kind of, that was a tough loss, losing last year.
Yes.
And has looked great all the way through this year, not just the tournament, just this year as a whole. So anybody going with Reynolds over McCafferty?
I am not, but Reynolds has had an amazing tournament going fall, knocking off Tucker Marshall from East Henderson. Messing up my state champ pick there, but I can't go against McCafferty in this final.
I'm going McCafferty as well, and I think it's going to be in the balance with a minute left in the third. I think it's going to be really tight.
Okay, awesome.
Reynolds really impressed me.
By the way, we'd want all the matches to be that tight.
Yes.
Every single one.
Yeah.
McCafferty.
Yeah.
All right. Did you click over and looked at 182 and got all excited again?
Yeah. Look at this one. Man, it's kind of a little bit of a style clash, a little bit of two rabid fan bases that are here. I'm going to go, what?
Jaden Paul.
You just went Jaden Paul after you
I
picked.
just went Jaden Paul.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Now, I will say he's been one of the more, as a kid that I didn't know, haven't seen a lot as much as some others, been really good.
Yeah.
But I'm going Brady Ross. It's almost, I'm not going to say impossible because it could happen, but it's really hard to score on that dude. Really hard to score on that dude.
You're right.
So I'm going Brady Ross.
Ross.
All right. So interesting, huh? Oh, Ryan, since you want to take over 195 and talk a little bit about that?
So we got Peyton Fisher at the bottom. He had a big win over Colby Mace in the semifinals last night. That was got a little heated, a fun one there.
Yeah.
And then at the top, Hans from Central Davidson took out Milos Gargol last night. First flight till the wheels fall off, right? So
Peyton Fisher's that's a Cinderella story, right?
It is.
It is the Cinderella story, I think, of the finals.
Yeah, 100%. And he looked amazing.
So
But-
does it strike midnight or
I'm gonna go
that's
the
Cinderella,
man.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the man who beat my choice, my pick for the title. I'm going with Hans from Central Davidson.
I'm going Hans.
I'll split it. I'm going to go Fisher.
There we go. Woo! And Fisher has proved that he can make anything happen. He can make big things happen. He's got big move potential.
Colby Mace.
He's got big move potential and wrestled the perfect match yesterday. 220 here, I think, is one of the best.
Oh, we're going on.
finals we have.
We were saying on the preview, this is a collision course here. Landon Sargent, Dylan Smith.
Yep.
Who you going with?
Sergeant.
Smith.
Wow. Okay. I will say I watched
I was
Dylan
impressed
Smith.
by Cape Fear. I just, the only one I didn't pick from Cape Fear was 52.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think they go 3 for 4.
All right. Wow. And boy, the big boys.
The biggest upset of the tournament.
Yeah,
Rory Johnson over
We
Jameer.
were been asking all
Might
year.
have been.
Yeah, we're asking all year. How does he stack up? We got our answer. I'll start us off, man. I'm gonna be a flip flopper. I picked Cody Hardy to win the tournament over Jameer. Is what I thought. After watching Johnson against Jameer, I'm gonna say Rory Johnson state champ over Cody Hardy. He's gonna beat both finals from last year.
Hardy. I'm going to go Hardy.
Hardy.
Hardy gets it done.
I'm going Hardy. The experience in the state finals with that top tier opponent is going to pay off big here. Rory's first big time match was Jameer. I think that
It paid off for him though.
it did, but I think Cody Hardy gets it done. Now, 4A has some of the biggest matchups here.
Dude, that's gonna be fire. I'm excited for these ones. No Cobble, Jackson Rowling. I said from day one he was my state title pick, so I'm going Jackson Rowling from Huff.
There you go.
Yeah, I was impressed with him at the Tiger Classic. I'm going to go with Jackson.
I'm going to go with Jackson as well. Noah Cobble is a absolute monster. I just think that Rowling is the future.
All right. Anybody
Rowling's
picking
future.
against Stinson at 13? And let's be fair, right? I mean, Davis up top is. I mean, he beat Hickey.
Right.
He's wrestled fantastic.
We said from the beginning that if anyone was gonna bust up this,
And if anyone's going to beat Stinson, it's Davis.
it's
And-
gonna
right.
be Davis.
And I would
It's
agree
close
with
at
it.
the whole eight.
That's the question
Yeah.
is does he get that done?
Right.
I say no. I'm going Stinson. I think I really am impressed by Davis. I think he's phenomenal. But Cam Stinson has just looked so good.
Next level.
To me, it's a question of is it him or Cage Williams is the best sophomore in the state?
And I think
One
this
of those
final answers it.
Okay.
Stinson.
I think if Stinson gets the job done over Davis here, he is the best sophomore in the state. And I'm taking Stinson.
My favorite final 4A
Yes,
120.
that's a good one.
So, Luna, boy, nothing like taking it to overtime.
Ooh.
Nothing like taking it to the last minute. And then he hits a slick high crotch,
Yeah,
quick takedown,
yeah.
and wins the match. And you're like, wow, where was that the entire
I
time?
know. I was slightly disappointed because I missed pretty much that whole match except for like the last 10 seconds of regulation and the overtime one.
But Matt Rowland looked fantastic.
Oh yeah, dominant in his semi.
I think these are two of the best 120s in the entire Southeast.
Mm-hmm.
So, who you guys
North
got?
Carolina's in for a treat here. I'm going with Matt Rowland from the Pinecrest.
I'm going Roland as well. I actually I picked Fritz to beat Luna in the semi, so I'm gonna stick with Roland as my pick.
Rolling.
All right.
126 is another one that's tough to bet against one guy here.
Right, even though Hunter Gundry's looked awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was a runner-up, but Samuel's already got 2 major decision wins over him this year.
Right.
Right.
So I think Samuel's the man until proven otherwise.
And going for his third?
Third. I think he finished.
Third.
What did he finish? 6th his freshman year, 5th his freshman year. One
I
or
don't
two?
know.
I think it was 6th.
6th, I think so as well.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Samuel as well.
Samuel.
And then 4A 132 was my favorite bracket, and
And the
all
whole state.
the whole time that those matches.
Just because it's so deep.
It's so deep.
You could wrestle. I truly believe we could wrestle this tournament 20 times and get a different state champion in this bracket each time.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you just look through it, right? I mean, you've got sudden victory, a 3-0, a sudden victory there, a 3-2,
But
a sudden
there's
victory. You've got
one
so
guy.
many close.
There's one guy that's separating himself from the pack.
Okay.
My pick from day one this year at 4A 132 from Huff, Brant Faserman. I'm sticking with him in the finals here. I'm going Brant,
All right.
state champ.
I'm going Eli Murray.
We go with Fagerman.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. 138, boys.
Tyler Tracy.
Tyler
Me.
Tracy.
Tyler Tracy.
Tracy's looks so good on his feet. Bonacor is amazing.
Now, I will say
but-
Bonacor looked great
Right.
against
Yes.
Richards.
Oh my, so
He did.
good.
So good. I think you come out and wrestle that match, we might have a whole other ball game in the
Yeah.
finals.
Yeah.
But to put those matches back to back, that's a different
Right.
story.
I agree.
So,
145 here is a banger.
right. One of the best ones.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
One
Love
of
this
the best
one.
ones,
Rematch
yes.
of last year's, our last weekend's regional final. Good to see both these guys healthy, right? Last
Yes.
year, Woodburn got injured, was able to make his way back to state tournament, but wasn't all the way himself after being a runner-up as a freshman, 3rd as a sophomore. Merriman, 4th as a freshman at 106, got injured last year, all the way up at 145. So good to see them both healthy in the state finals, but Jacob Woodburn gets it done.
As a senior.
As a senior, goes out on top.
Woodburn.
Jacob Woodburn.
All
Although
right.
Merriman has been wrestling like a man on fire this state tournament, but I give it to Woodburn.
So which one of you jokers was on the Pepin train?
That was me.
That was you.
This Joker.
All right, so we sticking with it right here?
I'm sticking with it. Davis Freeze could make me look like a fool because his match was over Pepin. That was a fairly dominant win last weekend. But Pepin has gotten the better of him before that. They've wrestled a bunch of times. At the Tiger Classic, their semifinal was so much fun. So many exchanges. And I think we get another fun one. And I'm going to lean with Pepin.
It's going to be close, but I give it to Pepin. It'll be a close match.
I'm going Freeze.
All
I'm
right.
going Freeze there. I think it's going to be a fun one.
Have you guys, I don't think we've had three, you guys
4A.
all three pick in
I don't
4A,
think so.
right?
Jackson Rowling.
Stinson.
Stinson and Rowling. I think.
Stinson, Rollin.
Yeah.
Rowling and Stinson, yep.
Okay.
106, 113 we agreed on. Now this one's fun.
This one's a style clash right
yes. This is not who either one of us picked to make the finals either.
Right.
here. What do you mean?
Well, we both picked different.
To win.
I picked Dobek to win this whole thing.
That's right. My bad. Not who I picked.
Oh, right, because you
Yeah.
you picked Quinones. Did you? Is that
I
who you
did.
picked? Okay.
I did. I'm not going to make that choice again. Of course, I'm going to go with the guy that beat him from the Pinecrest, Dobek. I'm going with Jaden Dobek here for Pinecrest.
He's trying to get back in Pinecrest's good graces.
No. Hold on. To get back in their good grace, I had to be there first. I'm just trying to be accepted now. All right. I just would like to drive through.
You've been shunned like Shrek.
No,
Come
I'd
on
like
now.
to drive by Pinecrest and then not like try and run me off the road. No, I'm going with Dobek. I think he's just so slick on his feet. I think he's so dominant. But it's really tough. It's a really good stylistic matchup because Brown is so tough to get into, so fundamentally sound, and I think it's just going to be who can get to their offense.
All right.
Go back.
I'm going Dobek. And I'm interested to see how the match kind of plays out because Brown stays at home so well.
Right.
Doesn't break position, clean leg attacks.
Ooh. So, really quick, I was really impressed with Brooker in that he got taken down by Grana. Is that how you say his name? And really didn't
Chip back in the match.
He didn't. It didn't bother him at all. He just kind of kept grinding away. And then Hopper, man, that match in the semifinals was absolutely
Insane.
bonkers.
Yeah, it was a bananas one.
It was.
This is the toss up of I think 4A for me.
Yeah, this one could really go either way. But I told his dad. His dad came up to me, was talking to me a little bit. I really appreciate his support that he's been giving us. But his dad was like, "Hey, don't always pick my son here. We need like a little underdog motivation." And I told him, after what he did at Holy Angels, I'm not picking against him here. I'm not picking against him. I'm going Tomas Brooker, state champ.
All right, who else you guys? Oh, are we off?
Yeah, something happened.
Probably because you got a phone call?
Yeah. Who was it?
Sewell?
Alan Sewell.
I don't know who that is.
He's a coach at Mount Olive.
Oh.
College coach.
There you go. Why don't you come out of retirement?
No, absolutely not. Why is it not? Do you think it's unplugged up there?
I'll get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to turn off, right?
Absolutely not. Yeah, I couldn't wrestle another match right now.
All right.
I love Sewell though. I love that program. Love Sewell. All right,
It's connected.
It's back
Let's do it.
on.
Just pull it up. We'll tweak the second part out later or something.
That's fine. We never stopped.
You
We're
never
back.
stopped?
We're back.
We're good.
All right.
Everybody, all right. Hold on. Let's make sure. All right. A little bit of technical difficulties there, but we are good to keep rolling. We always roll with the punches here.
So
Feel like takedown talk.
170 4A is
Shout
where
out
we're
to Coach Sewell for
That's
messing up the stream here. I'm just joking. We love you. All right, so 170. Let's get back into that. So Ryan was talking about his pick whenever I think that our
for my pick,
stream messed up.
after what Brooker did at Holy Angels, not picking against him. Tomas Brooker, state champ here.
Hopper. I love Brooker, but I'm going to go with Hopper.
Tomas Brooker. I'm
All
going
right.
Brooker here, even though I think So the only thing that makes me really almost question that pick is Hopper's semis, or sorry, his quarters, where he absolutely turned it on and just was super impressive on his feet. I'm going with Brooker though. I think he gets it done.
So not many big guys in 4A have looked as dominant as Devin Bell.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, he's looked great all season. He's looked great here. Can Gavin Hartzell get it done?
Man, going for 2, right? Gavin Hartzell's trying to get a second one. I go Devin Bell.
Yeah, Devin Bell. I think he's on another level. I'm gonna go with Bell.
Devin Bell, constant pressure, top of the podium requires extra, is what him and his dad have been saying all year, and they put in the extra. I think it's Devin Bell.
So fun to see Caleb Beatty back in the
Yes.
in the swing of things, and it doesn't look like he missed much of a beat. He really has been wrestling great, but he's got a tough.
Talk about his
Tough.
road.
Yeah.
I mean, knocking off Shipman and then beating Maher into the finals here against
And
Cower from
pinning
Knoxville.
Mayer,
yes.
I mean, dominant.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going Beatty.
I'm going Beatty as well. Just that top work.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Yeah, Beatty. He gets his second title.
Now here we have the two big boys, Lake Norman's 1-2 punch here with Sakari and Carson Floyd. I think it could be arguable between the 1-2 punch of Lake Norman and the 1-2 punch of Surrey Central, which one's better. But we've got Sakari Morrison versus Nathan Carnes. I think one of the best finals of the entire day. I think these next 2 finals are my personal favorites of the entire day. It might just be
You're biased.
Yeah, it might just be biased, but also it's all 4 of these guys are different breeds.
Yes.
They're all insane athletes, and they're just going to be awesome matches here.
So who you got?
I'm going Sakari Morrison. He's looked impressive all tournament. I'm going with him here
I'm gonna go Morrison too.
for his second state title.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Sakari Morrison. It's gonna be tight though.
But whenever I looked at this bracket beginning of the week, if there was anyone that was going to beat him, it's Carnes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
If anyone's going to beat him, it's Carnes.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
got the
Has
finals
Carnes
that we wanted.
beat him?
No, 3-2 last weekend.
Okay.
3-2 last.
So tight. I think it's going to be tight again.
He keeps closing the gap each time they wrestle.
Yep.
Carnes
It's
does.
hard to beat good guys multiple times in a row.
Right.
Here we
Big
go.
boys.
Woo, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh man, Ryland Van. How do you move that fast and be that size? He moves faster than I do, and he is 3 times my size. That cat can
Heading
move.
to state to play some football.
Yeah.
Move and pick up a heavyweight over top of his over his
And
head.
stand there
Man,
with him.
I can't remember if I said it to you or who I said it to. I picked Carson Floyd to win this tournament. I'm going to stick with it, but I don't feel good about it. My stomach hurts about it because Ryland Van looks so good.
He does.
He moves so well, so big. It's going to be hard for Carson Floyd to
I think-
impose his style.
I
Because
think the key is
man,
if Floyd can get in and cut an angle and finish, it will give him a huge amount of confidence against someone as big and agile as Van. So,
Yes.
but if that doesn't happen and he's struggling to get that takedown,
it's going to be tough.
Floyd's technique is the key factor here.
Man, we're all going against defending state champ Ryland Van. That makes my stomach hurt even more picking against him.
I am going to go Carson Floyd.
State runner-up.
I say he goes low
No.
single, runs that corner. I think it's gonna be a tight match. I do think we could see an overtime match here. I think it could be that old school score, but definitely not the old school style. This is going to be the best heavyweight match I think we've seen in North Carolina in a long, long time. This is the one that I wanted. We got it. Finals going to start in 15 minutes, y'all.
Yeah.
Thanks for
So-
tuning in.
Fired up.
hang on, just so we can tell them.
Yep.
So you can get it on
Flow.
track wrestling or flow.
Yep,
on
on
flow.
Or
Okay.
the National High School
NFHS
or whatever that is, right? Make
Starts at
sure, guys,
182.
start at
Start at
182.
182.
Finals get kicked off in about 15 minutes with the Parade of Champions, et cetera,
Yep.
warm-ups. It's going to be fire. Make sure you're there checking it out. Thanks for the support. Make sure you check out southeastwrestling.com.
Yep.
Head over to Carolina's Mat News and all their social media accounts. Head over to CarolinaTakedownTalk.com and check out chainwrestling.co and check out that Carolina Takedown Talk gear.
And I would encourage everyone to go ahead and put in the comments where they got
Where
all
we
the
messed
picks
up.
wrong.
Let us
Yeah,
know.
let us know.
Let us
Let us
know.
know. Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the finals, y'all.
All right.